Hi guys, welcome back to the Mina Does Art Stuff. We are continuing today with our colour comparison series, colour comparison series, I think it's the best thing to call it. Today we're going to be looking at Prussian Blue. This is probably one of my favourite blue pigments. And yeah, so like last time, I will have links to everything down below in the description box. Some of them will be affiliate links, which are clearly marked with an asterisk. And all that means is I get a small commission if you purchase anything. It doesn't affect the price that you pay, and is a small way to be able to help out the channel. Let me know in the comments section below which version of this pigment is your favourite, and if you even like this pigment, do you use it in your work, and if you have any requests for other colours to be shared in this colour comparison series. Okay. So jumping right in, we are going to start with Windsor Newton's Prussian Blue. I've actually already pre-wet this pan because this one is notoriously bad for re-wetting. And all of these are PB27, the traditional Prussian Blue pigment. So starting with the Windsor Newton. It's just a really lovely, cool blue, green leaning blue that I prefer to a traditional phthalo green shade, although that is more light fast. There are light fastness issues with PB27. People report it fading in sunlight, but then randomly the blue colour comes back if you put it in a dark space like a drawer or a cupboard or something. So just one to be aware of, and maybe do your own light fastness testing. Next up we have Schinker and their Prussian Blue is down here. There we go. Might zoom you guys in a little bit more. And there we go. Sorry about the random streak of light coming through. Next up we have the Rubens Prussian Blue. I found recently, as much as I like this pigment, this colour, wow, this one really kicked out the pigment. As much as I love this colour, I found myself not reaching for it as much because of the light fastness situation, which is a shame, because it is one I really do enjoy. And just in general, as a shade of blue, is one I really like. Next up we have White Knight's Prussian Blue. Next up we have the Daniel Smith Prussian Blue. So that is this one, I believe. That one's really nicely pigmented as well. next up we have Holbein Prussian Blue. And then we have Magello's Prussian Blue. Next up we have Schinker Prussian Blue. So this is a gouache watercolour hybrid. I got this one because some of my more traditional gouache Prussian Blue dries quite crumbly, and I thought this one might stay better in a palette if I wanted to create another dry gouache palette. So I'm just going to swatch this straight from the tube because I don't have this one squeezed out in a palette at the moment. There we go. Finally, I have Paul Rubens Prussian Blue to take a look at. And that is right down here in the corner. How much I really like this pigment. I'm surprised by the fact that I don't have more of them in my collection. This is the most different looking of all of them, even though it's still a PB27. It's, I don't know, it looks the brightest. It looks more like a phthalo than a, it's got that brightness and saturation of a phthalo colour compared to the other Prussian Blues. So that's interesting. Alright, we're going to let this one dry and then we'll be back to take a look at all the different versions and see if there are any major differences. Okay, we are back now. The swatches are dry. Sorry about the camera shake. Let's just peel off these bits of tape. There we go. Okay, so first things first, I would say, just looking at it straight off the bat, I would say the Paul Rubens looks different. It just looks like a very different colour compared to the others. The Schinker is not, sorry, that's for the ping, that's my laptop. The Schinker is not particularly strong either, so I would say those are probably my least favourite ones. The Schinker is a nice Prussian Blue, but again, not super strong. Magello is very strong, as is the Roman Schmuel and even the Daniel Smith. So White Nights is okay, Holbein's not bad, Windsor Newton is actually not bad either, but it's hard to re-wet from dry, so I would rule that one out for that reason. But I would say my favourites are probably the Daniel Smith and the Roman Schmuel from this list. I also like the Magello, but it does have a slight sheen in the mass tone when it's dried, so I will rule it out for that reason. And yeah, I would say my two favourites, Daniel Smith and Roman Schmuel, which is interesting. I wasn't sure if that would be the case. I thought I would really like the Holbein maybe, or one of the other ones, but that's interesting to see. So those are my two favourites from the list. Let me know which ones are yours in the comments down below. Alright, I'll see you soon for the next one. Take care. Bye!